Hello. As you can see, I'm not at my usual desk with my Mac. I've ran off. I'm in London and I have a guest with me and it's... Oh! Hello.
Hi Net.
This is John. It's not going to say hello back.
Hello Net.
It's not going to say hello back.
Well, it should.
Yeah, it should, but it won't.
Yes, especially as to the subject we're going to be covering today.
Yes. We'll get right down to that. And we're not doing games today. We're going to cover something a little bit more interesting. Now, those of you who are a little bit, in the know that today's date is Wednesday, October the 21st, 2015.
I don't think so.
Yes,
wasn't
it is.
The last time I checked.
No, it's Wednesday. Today's Wednesday.
It doesn't look like a Wednesday to me.
Oh, really? What day does it look like to you then?
It looks like the supermarkets are closing early because it's Sunday.
It's not. Look. This is for Wednesday, right? So anyway, so yes, today's date is Wednesday, October the 21st, 2015.
Or so he claims.
Just 1 second. He's dead. Are you happy now? He's not really. So.
Hi Net.
It's not going through that again. It won't say hello back.
Well, you did reboot me.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways.
Right. Today's date that the video will be released on.
Oh, Wednesday, October the 21st, 2015.
Yes. Which, of course, was the day in Back to the Future 2 where Doc and Marty went back in time. Went forward in time, even.
Or both.
Or both, because they kind of did do both, didn't they? Anyway, so that was the date they went to in Back to the Future 2. And, well, unless in the next 3 days, because yes, fine, this is the Sunday, unless in the next 3 days we automatically get everything that was in the film.
Oh yeah, how big was that pizza that they're supposed to be sending out?
Well, that's it. This is it. This is the point exactly. How wrong did the cinema, TV, literature, even factual programmes get it? And today, me and John...
And indeed, how much did they get right?
That as well, that's a very good point. How much did they get right? So sit back, swallow your food pills, make sure you've cancelled your trip to the moon, and tell your mum to get the hover car ready so she can take you down to the Astro shop to buy some Astro clothes later, because we're going to talk basically about the fact we got gypped on the future.
Yeah, because Silver's really in this year.
Yep. I think the first area for me that sci-fi blatantly lied to me about was space travel.
What? My moon base?
Well, exactly. As the caption just said, he wants his moon base, and we're going to cover that in a second, but...
I'm pouting.
He is pouting. He looks very sad. He's very sad. It will take several weeks of counselling to get him past this.
Well, yeah, future, it lies.
It does lie. So yes, space travel. I mean, okay, let's just look at the biggies. Okay, as John just pointed out, moon base. We should have had a moon base by now. Even NASA in the 70s estimated we'd have a manned presence on the moon by the year 2000. And that's where we get Space 1999 from. And believe me, I spent a very miserable evening on Monday, September the 13th, 1999, waiting for that moon to get blasted out of orbit. Did it happen?
Oh, did it hell?
It didn't. It didn't. It stood there. It
just stood there.
It did. It just stood there. It was absolutely, I'm not going anywhere. I refuse, point blank, to be blown out of orbit.
Yes, where was your several million mile long stick to poke it?
Well, that's it. Oh, my dad wouldn't let me play with it.
Oh, well.
He said last time I did it didn't end well. It involved a sheep.
It ended in tears, didn't it?
Yeah, sheep, Nepal, we'll just leave it there.
Right, yes.
And, well, it was staying with the moon, and in 1999, well, there were no monoliths found on the moon that year either.
There wasn't, no.
No, and there was no monoliths found around Jupiter. And there's the other thing. We were supposed to be able to travel, around the solar system by the early 2000s. We've just scrapped the space shuttle program, 5 years ago.
Yep, that's gone.
That's gone, and they're not going to have a viable option available for at least another 5 years.
And we were supposed to be able to book tickets and go to these places.
That's a good point. Now let's just go to something a little bit more factual. 10 years ago, some of you may remember Richard Branson launching a company called Virgin Galactic and promising low orbital... Was it low orbital?
Low orbital space flights.
Low orbital space flights. Do you know what? If I paid for one of those tickets and those people who won them, because there were people that won them...
There was some, yeah.
Yeah. I'd be a bit gypped. Because here we are, 2015.
Never mind, where's my moon base? Where's my 125 grand? Thank you very much.
Is that in sterling or
Sterling.
dollar?
That's the sterling
That's
amount,
sterling.
I believe, yes. So yes, if you want to get yourself on the list to fly suborbital, 125 grand. I'll take 12 seats.
I think I've got about £6 in change at the moment. It's a start, isn't it?
It's a start. I wonder if he takes a deposit.
Yeah.
Can you dial him up and find out?
I'll just give him a ring now.
Or can you book it through Thomas Cook?
Hang on. Hello? Yeah. Hello? What? Yeah. What? No. Okay. Fine. He says no. He has this thing from the future. It's called Virgin Time Travel, and apparently he's watched this video 30 years in the future.
Damn future.
And he says you're not allowed.
Oh.
He says you'd only get overexcited and eat all the sweets.
Oh, again?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Virgin. So there we go. Even the real life stuff. But let's go back to real life stuff and things like the International Space Station. Delay after delay after delay. Hell, I mean, that was even in RoboCop, and that was made in 1987.
Yes, we have it now, but... Well, yeah.
Well,
that's it.
That's it. It's a good point. The ISS is kind of there going, "Hi, I'm a space station," and everyone else is going...
Yeah.
They're all offering NASA their phones, so NASA can phone someone that gives an SH1T. It's a bit sad, really, isn't it?
Just a bit.
Just a tiny bit sad. Next one, a little bit more down to earth, probably in more ways than you can imagine. Natural disasters. And one theme that's cropped up in Running Man, Demolition Man,
Bin Man.
Who?
Bin Man, Trash Man.
Bin Man, Trash Man, Postman, Milkman, Rich Man, Poor Man, Beggar Man, Thief, Tinker Tailor, Soldier Spy. Incalculable numbers of science fictions is, well, the title says it all. The big one. California. Escape from LA.
Escape
from LA. That was one I couldn't think of. The big earthquake in Los Angeles on the San Andreas Fault, which causes all kinds of damage in both. Well, in the Running Man, Los Angeles was destroyed, and also in the Demolition Man.
Also, Star Trek Voyager.
Star Trek Voyager, yeah, in the early 20s. Well, but that hasn't happened yet.
We've still yet to happen.
That's still yet to happen.
The future yet to come.
Yeah, that's the early 22nd century. The Los Angeles.
They might have more chance of getting it right.
The Los Angeles Coral Reef.
Yes.
Also, if they're lucky, science fiction will get that right then.
They might. They're still in with a chance.
Still in with a chance. So hang on in there, Los Angeles. Your fate is still not sealed. So yes, the massive earthquakes in California. I mean, Escape from LA, for those of you who haven't seen it, and I tell you what, we've got plenty of time. You go watch it. We'll wait.
Just stick this on pause. We'll be in freeze frame in the top left-hand corner of your display. Just waiting.
It's very hard to be in freeze frame when you won't shut up.
Oh. Okay, Raggy.
I think they're done. I think they've had it long enough.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think so as well.
Okay, you can start the...
Yeah, we'll start again now. Alright, so yeah, Escape from LA has the... Well, bizarrely enough, the entire city conveniently breaks away from the mainland United States and is seen as an act of God by the fundamental president of the United States.
Just wanted a divorce.
Well, yeah.
It had enough of America and it wanted a separation. In more ways than one.
One. Alaska can come too.
Yeah.
The end. Don't worry, that was an in-joke, and shut up. Just trust me. This is one of the dangers of recording with your best friend. It's just one in-joke, and it's funny. Anyway, so yeah, the natural disaster. Lots of different science fictions have presented us with different ecological trauma. I mean, things like
we have the volcanoes.
The volcanoes, but yes, I mean, all right. Volcano itself wasn't.
Yes, both volcanoes in sort of LA.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Yellowstone going up.
Yellowstone going up was in 2012 in the film.
It was.
Didn't happen. Also in the novel series by a chap called Harry Turtledove. Was that Yellowstone?
Yes, it was.
That's Yellowstone. The Super Volcano series, that's Yellowstone. But the one I mentioned, which was Volcano, the film made in 1997, I think it was,
Yes.
about what became known as the Wiltshire Volcano. Now the interesting thing is,
it's also a remake of a similar movie of a 70s vintage, if I recall.
Is it?
I believe so, yes.
I'll have to look into that one. Interestingly enough, the chap who directed Volcano was a guy called Mick Jackson. Who's he? I don't hear you cry, because as we know by now, the internet can't reply back.
It can't.
Now Mick Jackson's a British chap who in the 1980s did a drama for the BBC called Threads, which brings us quite nicely to
The next disaster.
World War Three. Oh yes, or as the by the way, that caption, that's an Adventure Time reference. And we're not waiting. If you've not seen Adventure Time, that's your own fault. I watched it. Very good series. World War Three. Countless pieces of entertainment, books, movies, TV series have told us by the end of the 20th century we'd all be living in a radiation wasteland. Oh God, where do you start?
Indeed.
Well,
even classic Star Trek.
Even classic Star Trek. The eugenics wars in the 1990s.
Yes.
But World War Three in Star Trek doesn't happen for another. Well, it's a bit vague.
It's very vague.
But we know it's ended by 2053.
Exactly.
Star Trek First Contact, because they arrived 10 years after the start. They arrived 10 years after the end of World War Three.
So we've still got World War Three in the Star Trek timeline.
Yay!
Yep. They're still in with yet another chance of getting the history right.
Yay! And if North Korea has its way, it could be a lot sooner. But yeah, so World War Three, or some kind of... No, just World War Three, it kind of sums it up. You know, the Cold War brought us all these pieces of fiction that would say, oh, we're all going to go up in some kind of X, Y, or Z cloud. Radiate, nuclear, biological, chemical, marshmallows, you name it. But there's so many. To start with, my personal favourite, Threads, which we mentioned in the last section, a BBC film made in 1984 about an attack, a nuclear attack, or nuclear war, but it's all set in and around Sheffield. Now that was technically science fiction because that was supposed to be set in 1988. It doesn't say that, but if you ever watch it and you do the sums with the days and dates, you'll kind of work it out. I worked it out because it says Christmas Day was on a Sunday, and that's how I worked it out.
It was, yes.
It was. But it's not all doom and gloom in this video, because we're pretty much. I think we've touched upon a good couple of subjects here.
Yes. And in that similar bio thing, we didn't mention the zombie invasion.
Oh,
but that's just silly.
No. Do we have to mention zombie invasion?
Well, so many sorts of things predict the zombie apocalypse. And we are on apocalypse.
Yeah, but zombie apocalypse is such a lazy writing.
It is a very lazy writing.
Yeah, but there are some entertaining ones.
It can be very entertaining.
There's an author called Mark Tufo who has written a series called the Zombie Fallout series, and they're brilliant. They are absolutely brilliant. I am not a fan of the zombie genre, but I got to Mark Mark's work through another series of his called Lyceum Fallout, which is about werewolves, which is like, oh, Ben interested. But the world that this Lyceum apocalypse is happening in was 150 years after a zombie apocalypse. But I like the way this guy wrote, so I went, oh, I'll read these zombie books, and they're brilliant because it's, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. Sorry, Mark, if you end up watching this, because I do know Mr. Tufo. He's a lovely chap. I've exchanged a couple of emails with him. It's written in such a believable way. It's not, alright, zombies is a bit ridiculous, but the way it starts off, you know, I won't say what it is, but it's actually, you could kind of believe it happening. The end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine, as a group once said.
Indeed.
Is it REM?
It was.
It was REM, wasn't REM?
As we're going on the end of the world,
Yeah.
It came from outer space.
What did?
Comets and meteorites.
Yeah, that's a good point. Comets and meteorites. Yeah, because that kind of goes back. Yeah, that's a.
We are in the galactic firing line and always have been. Ask the dinosaurs. So yes, where's the next comet?
65 million years. I think we're due now, aren't we?
I think we are. It's like waiting for a bus.
Yeah, nothing comes on.
Except nothing's come on time.
Nothing's come along for 65 million years. All of a sudden, 3 planet killers turn up at once.
Yeah. They're obviously late. Are these guys operated by Midland Rail?
Or Northern Rail.
Or even Northern Rail? Probably even more so
Northern Rail would like to apologise that the delayed apocalypse is due to staff shortages on Meteor X7325. Yeah, do you know what? You can just believe the end of the world. You know, World War III will be put off because some bloke. You know, I'm not pressing that button. It's not in my contract. That's the electrician's job. I'm a wood. You know, chippy.
Or demarcation, or under health and safety grounds.
Oh God, yeah. World War III can't start under health and safety grounds.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, okay, right. Oh God. What do you reckon? I think
we've covered that.
we've pretty much done that. That's brilliant. Which will bring us on to our final part. What did they get right? What stuff did the works of fiction of the last 20 or 30 years plus get right? Well, I can think of one straight away.
Oh yes.
Something that Arthur C. Clarke predicted. It didn't happen when he said it would. He predicted it for the year 2000, but it's happened now, which was every call is a local call.
It is. There might be a little bit of jumping around to do that, but yes, every call can be a local call.
If you've got one of these, every call is a local call. With Skype, Haytel, WhatsApp, even Facebook.
Even Facebook.
But even on your landlines, your tariffs are so competitive and so good now that, I mean, I used to have a friend in America and I'd ring them up and it cost me no more than like if I was ringing you at peak time.
Exactly.
So yeah, calls.
The communication revolution.
Yeah, and that. Well, let's move on to the biggie. The internet.
The worldwide computer.
Yeah, the World Wide Web, the internet, whatever you want to call it, has been predicted in so many works of fiction. Philip K. Dick, Robert Heinlein. Christ, the list goes on. I think for me, the most accurate prediction was Philip K. Dick in his 1970s novel Flow My Tears, The Policeman Said, which is set in a fictitious 1988 where they had flying cars and we haven't touched on them because I just get upset. But we will come on back, we will actually have to come to them because technically they exist, but that's in a minute. In the aforementioned book, the world has something called the grid. And that is very much like our internet.
Yes.
People go on there to chat, to do this, that and the other, and it's pretty much like the internet as it is now. But It's Star Trek, again. You know, the Federation Archive and all that stuff.
Yes.
You know, through subspace, that's all very much internety.
It's all net based.
But again, Star Trek got a lot of stuff right, and I have two things here that classic Trek had in it that we have now. Again, the mobile phone, so you know, your personal communicator, but the biggie, the absolute biggie, the tablet.
The data pad.
The data pad. Every iteration of Star Trek, right back to the 1960 Star Trek, had the data pad. I mean, Deep Space Nine famously had them. Everything was done on pads and in Voyager even.
Yes.
And
these days, most stuff are done by pads.
Absolutely.
You just have to get a courier turn up, or your guy from the supermarket turn up.
Yeah.
Here's the pad to sign.
Well, this is it. That's a good point. When you order something, he's there with his little pad, and you've got to, you know, sign it, and there you go. But yeah. Okay, let's talk about the technological elephant in the room, flying cars. This, for me, was the big disappointment. Having seen Back to the Future 2, hell, even before Back to the Future 2, a kid who was brought up on Blade Runner and the works of Philip K. Dick and other such sci-fi luminaries, I was obsessed, and to an extent this time, obsessed with the concept of the flying car. And there's so many stories out there that, oh, they exist, oh, they don't exist, oh, it's this reason. And I think you know, there are some good reasons why they don't why they're not available to the public if they do exist, even in proof of concept form. Is they'd have to be able to be driven by your average Joe. A one button takeoff.
Yes.
You press a button, thump in the air, thump gone.
Yes. This is where things are starting to catch up to our perception of the future.
Elon Musk.
The drive, yes.
Yeah.
Tesla. And the likes, and Google.
Google, Tesla. I mean, it'll be. I think it'll be Mr. Musk who develops what will become to be the flying car. There was a story a few years ago, doing the rounds, that NASA were developing the basis for a skyway system, basically, you know, road systems for in the sky.
Yes, the infrastructure.
And that kind of disappeared, didn't it?
It has completely disappeared off the grid, that.
We didn't hear much about that. I remember you telling me about that.
Yep.
And we followed it for a bit, and then it vanished. Boo-hoo. It went away.
Well, the concepts are there, and as greater levels of vehicle automation come online and become readily accepted by the public, there's a chance.
It's a very good chance. I mean, driverless cars, I mean, you know, we're kind of skipping a generation here. We're complaining more about the flying cars, but you've mentioned the driverless car. That in itself is pretty damn revolutionary.
Yes, and that in itself is another thing that, yes, many sci-fi writers, movies, etc. have predicted.
Absolutely. That's very true. A lot of them have predicted things like that.
Particularly, another thing that they have gotten right, which is starting to catch up, things like drones.
Now, yes, drones. That's
delivery drones and the like.
Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, drones just sort of came out of nowhere, didn't they?
Yeah, like something from sci-fi.
Well,
the drone.
You know, they started off with, like everything, it started off with military applications, and now we can go down to Argos and buy one.
Yes. The number of applications that drones are used in these days, quite a number.
You can't have one, by the way.
Oh.
You can have a... Okay, you can. I want a little white stick on it.
That would look amusing.
It would look very funny.
Another thing they have gotten kind of right with your movies, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment.
Oh, no, this will be... Go on. Yeah.
Entertainment. Look, for example, in Back to the Future 2, we have got the huge TVs.
Yeah.
Multiple channels that can be watched screen in screen.
Yeah.
Basically, when he had the boss call, Skype video calling on your telly.
That's right. That's very true. But the one thing they did get amusingly, incredibly wrong in Back to the Future 2, which even watching it in 1989, I knew that's not was the lots of people using faxes.
Yes, the fax.
Yeah, no. So that's it. I think, yeah, there are things that they've got right, and things that have come out and that are great and stuff. But as the caption says, still no hoverboards.
No.
I know. Right.
And the internet still isn't talking back. Microsoft might have Cortina, but
it's not going to happen. AI. Oh yeah, AI. You don't want AI. Seriously. Have you not seen Terminator? There, Skynet.
indeed, Stephen Hawking predicts that AI will be the end of the human race.
And do you know what? I think he's got. I think he should go down to bloody Ladbrokes and put a few quid on that one, because he's got a pretty good chance about that one. That's why we've not covered it, because I kind of agree with him.
Yes. HAL 9000.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
And I'm sorry, Dave. I think this is the end of the podcast.
Yeah. I think it pretty much is, and I think it is pretty much the end of the video. And we've probably missed some stuff out, and that's great. And if we have, there's comments down there, and you can talk about them. And
leave your comments. You know where to put them.
He's good. You can come again.
Ooh.
You've been very good. Next week's video, I've not decided. So leave you a little piece of music on the outro. So next week's going to be an absolute surprise, because even I've not got a clue. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Comment and like. Do share. And we'll see you next week. Take care. Bye bye. Don't forget, if you haven't already, press the subscribe button so you can get notifications and whatnot about our latest videos. And if you've already done that, you're not off the hook. Down there, that thumbs up thing, give it a press. Give us a thumbs up. You know you want to. And also, leave a comment. Start a discussion. Tell us what you think. Tell us if we've got anything wrong. Because it's not us that's wrong, it'll be you that's wrong. But, it's a free country. You can say what you want. Bye.